all people, all human beings, regardless of cultural background or religious foundation or belief system, all persons want to be happy. We could say what we want. We can say that perhaps this part or this religion or this lifestyle enhances happiness, but the truth is that everywhere in the world, whatever level of society you come from, whatever your level of education or formation, everybody wants to be happy. But we are miseducated about happiness. There is a belief that happiness comes from wealth. There's a belief that happiness comes from higher education. There's a belief that happiness comes from position in society, esteem, the car that we drive, the clothes that we wear. That's miseducation, that's misinformation. Happiness comes from deep inside the human being, because deep inside the human being is a reservoir of joy. Very simple. A reservoir of peace, a reservoir of happiness, a true reservoir, a reservoir that is limitless in its capacity to provide this thing, this joy, this happiness. But very few people make the pilgrimage or the journey to activate that internal fullness. It's a bit of a tragedy that not many people really understand that the journey to happiness and to joy and to fullness is not in the Benz, it's not in the being a parliamentarian or a very wealthy person. I work at all the different levels, I can tell you. It's in just being simply me and learning to go within myself and find that joy. Now, for those of us who are Christians, the teaching is very profound. The kingdom of heaven is within. Christ didn't say it's in the sky. It's within. Seek first that kingdom within. Whatever language you want to use, the heaven. And all else will be added. The joy will flow. The fullness will come. In the yogic teaching, which predates religion, the yogic masters formulated the wisdom that I'll share with you in a little bit before religion was even formed. And they say something very beautiful. They say Yogasta Kuru Karmani, which means in an English kind of a way. Sanskrit is much bigger than the English in its knowledge it contains. It says, establish in pure innerness, inner being, then conquer the world. Maya, the world, the illusions, the studies that you're doing and all that kind of thing. And they say beautifully that within every single person in this room and every person, human being, we are the highest in creation. We are higher than the dogs, the cows, whatever. Within each one of us is a state of turiya. And turiya means an internal place of bliss consciousness. Bliss, pure bliss. So we've heard of masters and saints and sages who talk about going into an ecstasy state, a state of joy. It doesn't come from the sky. It comes from inside the beings that are sitting in this room. It comes from right here, not up there or somewhere far. But we are not cultivated or educated to understand that. So we are sparking a revolution in consciousness, a revolution in awakefulness, a revolution in mindfulness, a revolution in self-realization. You know that what I'm saying is true. You could feel it. There's no mama guy, there's no talk here. Deep inside, you have experienced turiya. You have experienced it as a 3-year-old, as a child, as growing up, when you're with somebody you love, when you're in a place that is beautiful, you feel it. It bubbles up inside of you. But the yogis and the masters of the East are saying it can be enlivened in a disciplined way so that it becomes a permanent reality. That's fantastic. Imagine we can enliven the state of universal cosmic turia, universal cosmic bliss, harmony, sweetness, and have it in a permanent way. While we're sleeping, we're feeling it. While we're studying, we're feeling it. While we're intimate with a lover, we're feeling it. While we're going through some stress, we're feeling it. Because it's now permanent. It's no longer just a concept.